Ezra 8. These are the family heads and the genealogical records of those who returned with me from Babylon during the reign of King Artaxerxes. Gershom from Phinehas' descendants, Daniel from Ithamar's descendants, Hattush from David's descendants, who was of Shechaniah's descendants, Zechariah from Parosh's descendants, and 150 men with him who were registered by genealogy. Eliohenai, son of Zerariah, from Pahath Moab's descendants, and 200 men with him. Shechaniah, son of Jahaziel, from Zattu's descendants, and 300 men with him. Ebed, son of Jonathan, from Adin's descendants, and 50 men with him. Jeshiah, son of Athaliah, from Elam's descendants, and 70 men with him. Zebediah, son of Michael, from Shephatiah's descendants, and 80 men with him. Obadiah, son of Jehiel, from Joab's descendants, and 218 men with him. Shelomith, son of Josephiah, from Bani's descendants, and 160 men with him. Zechariah, son of Bebai, from Bebai's descendants, and 28 men with him. Johanan, son of Hakatan, from Asgad's descendants, and 110 men with him. These are the last ones from Adonikam's descendants, and their names are Eliphalet, Juel, and Shemaiah, and 60 men with them. Uthiah and Zachar from Bigvavi's descendants, and 70 men with them. I gathered them at the river that flows to Ahava, and we camped there for 3 days. I searched among the people and priests, but found no Levites there. Then I summoned the leaders, Eleazar, Ariel, Shemaiah, Elnathan, Jerib, Elnathan, Nathan, Zechariah, and Mushalam, as well as the teachers Joriab and Elnathan. I sent them to Iddo, the leader at Casaphia, with a message for him and his brothers, the temple servants at Casaphia, that they should bring us ministers for the house of our God. Since the gracious hand of our God was on us, they brought us Sherebiah, a man of insight, from the descendants of Mali, a descendant of Levi, son of Israel, along with his sons and brothers, 18 men, plus Hashabiah, along with Jeshiah, from the descendants of Merari, and his brothers and their sons, 20 men. There were also 220 of the temple servants who had been appointed by David, and the leaders for the work of the Levites. All were identified by name. I proclaimed a fast by the Ahava River, so that we might humble ourselves before our God and ask him for a safe journey for us, our dependents, and all our possessions. I did this because I was ashamed to ask the king for infantry and cavalry to protect us from enemies during the journey, since we had told him, "The hand of our God is gracious to all who seek him, but his fierce anger is against all who abandon him." So we fasted and pleaded with our God about this, and he was receptive to our prayer. I selected 12 of the leading priests, along with Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and 10 of their brothers. I weighed out to them the silver, the gold, and the articles, the contribution for the house of our God that the king, his counselors, his leaders, and all the Israelites who were present had offered. I weighed out to them 24 tons of silver articles weighing 7,500 pounds, 7,500 pounds of gold, 20 gold bowls worth 1,000 gold coins, and 2 articles of fine gleaming bronze as valuable as gold. Then I said to them, "You are holy to the Lord, and the articles are holy. The silver and gold are a freewill offering to the Lord God of your fathers. Guard them carefully until you weigh them out in the chambers of the Lord's house before leading priests, Levites, and heads of the Israelite families in Jerusalem." So the priests and Levites took charge of the silver, the gold, and the articles that had been weighed out to bring them to the house of our God in Jerusalem. We set out from the Ahava River on the 12th day of the first month to go to Jerusalem. We were strengthened by our God, and he kept us from the grasp of the enemy and from ambush along the way. So we arrived at Jerusalem and rested there for 3 days. On the 4th day, the silver, the gold, and the articles were weighed out in the house of our God into the care of the priest. Meremoth, son of Uriah, Eleazar, son of Phinehas, was with him. The Levites, Jozabad, son of Jeshua, and Nodiah, son of Binnui, were also with them. Everything was verified by number and weighed, and the total weight was recorded at that time. The exiles who had returned from the captivity offered burnt offerings to the God of Israel, 12 bulls for all Israel, 96 rams, and 77 lambs, along with 12 male goats as a sin offering. All this was a burnt offering for the Lord. They also delivered the king's edicts to the royal satraps and governors of the region west of the Euphrates, so that they would support the people and the house of God.